Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Akatsuki no Yona chapter 99.5. Well, I'm guessing we're going on the set quest because I remember the last time I read a chapter that's like a point five. It was the one where they went on the bath trip. That, or am I wrong? I think it's the one where we saw a little bit of Kija's backstory. I think, if I remember correctly. So this probably is going to be a departure from what's happening during the last chapters. And during those chapters, the dragons were sick. The soldiers that Suwon defeated during that battle, they started attacking the Sen province. What was the province name? I don't know. Started attacking people, and then even though the dragons were sick, when Shina realized that Hack was fighting them by himself. All the dragons went there and they tried to help, and then they were getting overwhelmed. And Yona also showed up. Yona and Yun also, like, after the guys were like, they were going down, man. Like, they were going down. They were getting tired, and then Yona, the soldiers, went after Yuna. Yuna tried to stop them, but he couldn't do anything. And then Zeno showed up, and then he got like stabbed, and you think he's dead, and he's not dead. It seems like he's immortal, and he like stood up. He's like, the Oreo will never die, or something or other. So I'm like, I am not. I believe I've said this before. I am not ready for whatever backstory is gonna come out of Zeno, because I felt myself emotional last episode. So I don't know. We'll see. So before we get into this episode, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/family. And now let's start this chapter. And here we go. Okay, guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comments in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review. Fly. 13 years ago, while wandering for months, the people of the Ryokuryu tribe, what's the Ryokuryu tribe? Hid the powers of the Ryokuryu, so the secret of the power of one lake to this outside world. Is that the village where Shina was? Is that Jeha? Okay. Jeha escaped to the sky again. So this is the backstory on Jeha. What a stupid damn life. Because you were born, my life is being sucked away, Sucked away. After a new Ryokuryu. Okay, so that must be in the green dragon. Ah. So generally they die after 3 to 4 years, but since he's already at 12 years old, then why is he still alive? If you were just gone, I will be free. Free? So how, when did the dude finally die? Garo. Ugh, don't remind me Garo. Is he trying to kill him? hope you didn't break it. Baby Jeha. Oh, he's gonna take him to the skies. Before I move on to the next chapter, this just reminds me how much of a curse their powers are. Just like in Shina's village, they kept him away from people. That's what they were doing to Jeha too. Jeha always tried to escape, but because the old Green Dragon still had his powers, he was keeping him down. He would can fly and just fly. Yeah, he can fly and just capture him and bring him back. And when he said that he would love making his life miserable for the next for a century or something or other, and I'm like, is that how much he hates Jeha for taking his power away from him? And then he went out and met the villagers, and then the villagers, he wanted his reward for capturing Jeha, and it was food stuff. But it seems like each time, the fact that they gave him a small amount of food, and then they were even putting him down, calling him names and stuff. And then he felt his power give out his leg. He felt his leg being heavy. And that's when he knew that his powers were being completely transferred to Jeha. And when he went to where Jeha was chained up and he lost it, and he just started beating Jeha up. And I'm like, is he trying to kill him? But he stopped. He looked at Jeha's face and he stopped. And I don't know, man. Like, and the fact that Jeha said that he could feel Gaul, he could feel his pain. Like they are born with this power, and they're supposed to use this power for the red dragon. And then they wait all their lives for the red dragon to show up, their purpose to show up, and then it doesn't. And in the meantime, they're being reviled by people around them. And then someone gets born, a new dragon gets born, and it's like, it feels like they lived their lives for nothing, you know? So even that little thing that made them special is being taken away from them. And the fact that he said that he couldn't go to the skies anymore, and Jeha understood that and he wanted to take him to the skies, that broke my heart. And then when they got out there, and then the villagers like, we are not gonna let you get away. And then Gao sacrificed himself and gave Jeha the opportunity to fly away and get away from the village. And then he died. I just can't help, when I see this happen, I just can't help but imagine when the next dragon is gonna be born in any of them, their villages or whatever. And then that's signifying that they are also gonna die. I don't like to imagine that. That makes me emotional. Because that's their fate, you know. Chapter 100. Yeah, yeah. I'm not ready. I believe I said that I hit it during my last reaction. That clearly he was immortal, but that means he will have to be feeling all those stabs. It's so much worse than that. Like, his power is amazing and all that. Like, they say he's the shield. And once the shield activates, it's like he has the strength. The punch, the strength, the grip, or whatever that Kija has, he has the kick that has. But it's the process of getting there that's getting to me. Like, I knew he must be immortal and he can heal himself and all that based on last episode. But in this episode, they cut off his arms. They cut off his head. And Yona and the others, they just see him getting destroyed. So in their mind, I don't know. Even though I know that he was gonna be okay, just seeing that, I can imagine how traumatizing that must have been for them to see him being treated like that. And even though he was okay by the end there and he had this indestructible body, it's like the way they all ran to him and hugged him and were crying. But I'm looking at the last image. There with them all around him and he's smiling. He has this happy smile on his face. It's like you cannot tell me that he doesn't hurt. Like when they slice his arms off like that, when they slice his head off, you cannot tell me that he's not hurting. And even after all that, he's smiling and it's like thank you guys for watching and I'll see you.